So Google Tasks is an app that is wonderful.
Google Tasks, that's a thing.
Yes, my boss actually told me about it a couple months ago, and I've started using it, and it's amazing.
My boss told me about it too. I don't know why she didn't tell her. Hello, friends,
Hi.
and welcome back to another episode of The Chicks in Charge. I am Jess.
I think I'm Shasta.
We think she's Shasta.
We'll see.
And today we have a very special guest. We have Terin Garrett with us. She is the Customer Experience Manager at Consumers Auto Warehouse. And we cannot wait to bring her into the discussion today because she has so much to offer. She is a jack of all trades.
Hi.
Welcome, Terin.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Good. How are y'all?
We are doing great. So we talked just a little bit before, but the audience may not know who you are. So if you don't mind, give a quick synopsis of who you are and what you do for Consumers Auto Warehouse.
Yeah. So I'm the Customer Experience Manager here. We are a small, independently owned car dealership. Also the social media manager, and I just kind of help with everything and do a little bit of everything here.
That's a lot to take on.
Mm-hmm.
So in some dealerships, the customer experience manager is somebody who runs the whole operation of the BDC, aka Terin's dealership. So she is the one solo BDR handling all of the leads, managing it, getting to the salespeople, making sure that their experience is truly just the best. And now also manages all of the social media, isn't just doing at it, but is doing a great job at it.
And she's doing it right. Guys.
Yes.
And that is something to be said, especially from the two of us that talk to dealerships all day long about social media and BDC. To see somebody that is doing it right in both areas is seriously impressive, Terin. So tell us a little bit about how you learned to be this great at the customer experience management position, but also on social media.
So before I worked here, I worked at Intellos, which is like our local cell phone company. And I was there for maybe 9 years. I was like team leader, retention department, customer care.
Mm-hmm.
Really saw myself building my career there until we got bought by Sprint.
Oh boy.
And yeah. But so I think a lot of my customer service background is from my call center training, and we did so much training and stuff there. And so like customer service to me is just common sense now. Like it's yeah.
Right.
Well, and the great thing is too, we've talked quite a bit offline about how you're doing in the BDC role,
Yes.
or the traditional what the industry calls the BDC role, and you're doing a really good job at it.
Like a 72% show rate, really good job.
Yeah, which a lot of dealerships don't have. And what's even more impressive about that for dealerships who don't work in the special finance subprime market, for subprime and special finance, that's phenomenally
Absolutely.
good. We work with all dealerships, subprime, prime, special finance, people who are ready to walk in and give you a cash for $100,000 today. And I'll tell you, the 10 years of experience that I have, that special finance generally have a much lower show rate.
Right.
What would you say is your key to success in making sure that when you talk to these customers, they do show up?
I just ask questions, hear them out, what they're looking for, where they've been, like what they've been through, whatever brought them to looking for a vehicle, and then just really try to tailor their visit to their needs, the vehicle to their needs. A lot of times it's more credit based instead of vehicle. So it's just kind of like they'll take whatever vehicle they can get. We can get them approved on.
Right.
But most of the time, even in those situations, they need a vehicle. They're so happy to get a vehicle that it's fine. They'll take whatever they can get because, yeah.
And you guys are located in Virginia, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
We're in Stanton, Virginia, which is a pretty small town.
Okay, so are you in a pretty subprime market as it is?
I think so. Yeah, I think a lot of the area is. And we get people so I live in Nelson County, which is like almost an hour from here.
Okay.
We get people from there, other way, about an hour. So, I mean, I had somebody come from Iowa to purchase a car.
That's far, because that's
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. He was actually a repeat customer. He had bought from us before.
Okay.
And then I had actually reached out to see if he was ready to upgrade. And he was like, well, I moved to Iowa. And I'm like, that's not too far to come get a car. And he did. He came back and bought a car and drove back.
That is so awesome. And that's customer loyalty right there.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. And it sounds like you've had a big part in that customer loyalty from those past customers. So that's super cool. I'm curious though, because your social media is different than most stores that we look at. And instead of seeing, the repetitive sold photos or inventory specials going out, I'm seeing a lot of fun stuff to really get some engagement. Where did you learn how to get that engagement on social media, and what made you start, thinking outside the box in order to spruce up your social?
So I used to run a blog back like when my kids were real little. So that kind of like introduced me to the whole like internet presence and social media stuff. And then honestly, I look at other dealerships, other people, see what they're doing, what works, what doesn't, and tweak it to my needs, like.
That's super awesome. Something that I really like about you is that you seem eager to learn and eager to
Yes.
want to always do better. And I think that's super cool.
Yeah. I believe that everybody can grow. Nobody knows it all. There's always room for improvement and things to learn. And literally we learn something new every day in this industry.
Oh, for sure.
I take that line from Lou Ramirez all the time, and literally said it in the BDC yesterday. The greatest room in the world is the room for improvement, and got everybody repeating it. So it's always fun to see how statements like that just trickle through all of our friendship circles.
Yes.
Something else that I think is really cool, Terin, is that you're not just the customer experience manager at Consumers Auto Warehouse, but you're also a mom. And you're a mom to 6 kids in total. What has that been like, having this crazy career, being the sole customer experience person in the dealership, and then also running around and chasing your kids that are all, most of them anyways, that I've seen are teenagers and busy. They're all at different performances and different events at all times that I'm always, I'm like, man, how does she do it?
Well, yeah. So I have 3 kids of my own, and then my fiance has 3 kids. So we have 6 altogether. Yes, they are very active. They all do like every sport imaginable, I believe. I use my phone all the time. It's always in my hand. If I'm in the car, my fiance's driving, I'm working on a social media draft. I'm on Canva making a graphic for next week for something. Like I plan everything out. Facebook's Meta Business Suite planner thing is amazing for planning. So yeah, really and my boss is really flexible here too. Like I'm able to work from home. So on days that the kids have appointments or have to be somewhere, I can work from home, clock out a little early, go take them, come back, clock in.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and still do a great job. I mean, you're the solo person responsible for driving traffic to the dealership. Your numbers show that you're able to do that while still doing all of these other things. A lot of our listeners have brought it up before about having the work-life balance. And I think that there's an unspoken greater responsibility on us moms who, have to manage getting them to the appointments or the sports and all of that stuff. And we're getting right back into that freaking season where everything's going to kick right back up. And
hey, it's okay because football's on the way.
Yeah. So even with planning everything, how do you make sure that you're giving ample time to each, your kids, your work, yourself? How do you make sure that you're handling that?
I mean, just like when I'm with the kids or like if I'm at their events and stuff, then I'm not working. Obviously, I'm tuned in with them. I think just being able to do it in my downtime, like being able to work in my downtime, helps me be able to be more present when I'm with them.
Yeah,
when we're doing things, and then also here, like a lot, my sales reps really have my back. They know I have their back. They have my back. We're all really a team, I think, because it's a small dealership. Like I know there's a lot of big disconnect in a lot of big dealerships between sales and BDC.
Yeah.
But I think because we're so small, I actually helped hire our 2 sales reps that we have right now. So, and Amber was actually a customer too before she came to work here. She had just bought a car like a year ago. And then, so we're all really close. And like when I'm off, if I take days off, they'll work the leads for me and they do a wonderful job.
That's so important. That camaraderie is so important. But something that probably really helps with that is you're big on company culture too. We talked a little bit before this. What are some things that you do to help with the culture around the company and just overall team morale?
I like to do like theme days around here. Kind of all in the social media stuff too. Like Monday was National Ice Cream Sunday Day. So we did a giveaway on our Facebook to Klein's, which is a local ice cream shop. And then I also bought stuff that made ice cream Sundays for everybody here at sales and service.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I try to post like encouraging quotes in our Slack, like our instant messenger and things like that to.
How many people total do you guys have working there?
In sales, we have like 7, maybe. Like we have 2 sales reps, sales manager, finance, used inventory, me, and then our owner. So 7. I mean, then we have Valley Car Credit, which is our in-house financing. That's also women run. A lot of us are women actually that run. Our service manager is a woman.
Awesome.
Our in-house financing manager is a woman. Our rental clerk and DMV clerk is a woman. Our HR office manager, and then one of our sales reps. So
Wow.
us women run things here.
Wow. They sure do.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Around the world.
Yes.
You mentioned something that I want to dive into a little bit. It was a little bit earlier, that you're digging into the CRM and reaching out to previous customers who have bought in the past to see if they're ready to upgrade. And that's not, I mean, it's something that us as an industry knows needs to be done, but there's not a lot of people that know how to do it within their CRM.
Right.
How long have you been doing that, and kind of what led you to starting that process?
Really just looking to try to get more customers in. I think at first I just started doing like random filter sorts in ProMax, and I have like a million different filter sorts saved.
Right.
And I would just do that way. But now I've got it so ProMax triggers me like 18 months after purchase, 2 years after purchase, however, and I'm just constantly reaching out and asking. I called a guy yesterday and he laughed when he answered the phone. He was like, "No, I'm not ready yet." Like, because I've called him like every 2 months or so. But he's like, most of them are super friendly.
They're still answering, and that says a lot about you and what you are doing, and also the store itself, that they have enough respect for you and what you guys are doing and how well you've helped them in the past to continue answering the phone every 2 months, just as a courtesy to let you know that they're not interested.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of them block me too, but well, I think I can be quite annoying.
Yep.
Yes.
So you're also responsible for all of the, I'm guessing, appointment confirmations, following up on any missed appointments.
Yes.
You said your number one key to success on that is the CRM process that you put in place to schedule follow-ups for yourself, and really just working the cadences in the CRM. Was that something that you built out, or was that something ProMax helped you with? How did you come about to have these processes?
I guess between my boss and I, like, he helped me with like some of the filter sorts and campaigns, like who to reach out to at first. And then, yeah, I just kind of, if I talk to a customer and they tell me they just bought somewhere else, even if it's somebody old in the system, like 10 years ago, they bought from us, and I reach out and they're like, "Oh, I just bought a new car a month ago." Well, I'll schedule a follow-up call for myself in 18 months from then, because maybe they're ready to upgrade then.
Right.
That's smart.
Yeah. Like if they tell me if like it's a new lead and I'm trying to schedule an appointment, they can't get until maybe Friday, and I talk to them on Monday, I'll make sure to schedule myself a phone call for at least Thursday to reach back out to try to get that Friday appointment and that's kind of actually pretty new. I started doing that recently because at first I kind of just thought that I would rely on the CRM. It would remind me again based on like the internet contact or their status. But then I was like, oh, I'm kind of missing a few people here.
Right.
Yeah. So having that manual in there really helps.
Yeah.
So
and then notes.
So you've been with Consumers Auto Warehouse for 5 years now. I know you just had your 5-year anniversary. Congratulations.
Yes, thanks.
Has your boss ever brought in any industry trainers to help you out, or have you just done all of this on your own and really created these processes just from what you have self-taught yourself?
He sent me to a BDC boot camp in North Carolina when I first started. So I went down there for like 3 days, and then I did a training with Jen Suzuki at the VIADA office in Richmond, which is the Virginia Independent Auto Dealers Association. So our boss used to be like, I don't know what the word, the president maybe for that. And then for our district. So he actually still, like, I do like kind of like BDC calls for the VIADA. Like I call all the dealers and invite them to their dinners and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like the other day, I called 109 dealers in one day and still managed to call, I think, like 87 customers in Romex. Like,
She's doing our entire company
know.
as one person.
I know.
Like we do B2B calls. We have the BDC. We have the campaigns
We have
team.
the social media.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
for all of
We're
it.
like, Terin,
Will you please move here?
do you need to say that live? Don't show your boss this episode.
Boss,
Yeah.
turn away. Shh, shh, shh.
Plug your ears.
Yes.
Oh wow, you're superwoman around your part. I mean, you are everything.
So I think it was Robin who maybe said it in one of the episodes that ADHD is her superpower.
Yep.
And that's me. That's totally, yeah. I'm all over the place, but at the same time, I'm organized with it. I have notes and sticky notes and yeah.
I really think organized ADHD is a superpower because you have the ability to transition so fast. And as long as when you transition, you know exactly what you're going to, you're dead set, you're good.
Yeah, like if I got a list and I know I have to do, yeah.
Yep, I got to keep
See,
myself
I'm
on task.
Not that way. I have to finish one
Dude.
complete task before my brain can switch gears into something else.
That's not true. That's not true because you don't even land on a plane before you ask what's for lunch 3 days later. That's not true. She's lying to us. She's the most organized person I know. It's not a bad thing. Like she keeps, like most of the time she has to tell me like 10 minutes beforehand, all right, we got to go in the studio. Shasta, you have a call.
I do. I'm like, I'm the office mom.
Yes.
I'm reminding Robin. I'm like, okay, Robin, you got to call in 10 minutes.
I beat her in here today and I was like,
She
what
did.
happened?
Robin.
It's always Robin's fault. Her ADHD.
So Google Tasks is an app that is wonderful.
Google Tasks, that's a thing.
Yes, my boss actually told me about it a couple months ago and I've started using it and it's amazing.
My
Look
boss
at you.
told me about it too. I don't know why she didn't tell her.
Poor Shasta in the dark.
Yeah, I missed that memo.
I just use I live off my Google Calendar. Like I have the greatest story. This is so off topic. So one day, my child had signed up for Run Club. And it was like 1 month of every Wednesday, they couldn't ride the bus. They stayed after school for like an hour. You had to go pick them up. It was like you had to be there by 4 or something like that. And so 1 week, I was like super on top of it. I had in my Google Calendar for the time I was supposed to leave, not the time I was supposed to be there. I was there perfectly, handled it just fine. And she's all blowing up my phone right before I get there. And she's like, are you going to pick me up? And I'm like, I'm almost there. Like, chill out. I was like, as long as it's in my calendar, I'll be there. The next week, it got canceled for weather. So I forgot to add it in my calendar for the next week because I was doing it on a week basis. And so I am just chilling on a Wednesday one day and look down at the time and it's like 4:15. And she's like, are you almost here? I'm like, yes. Traffic. And I'm like darting as fast as I can to get there. Like, oh no, that poor kid. She was the last one there.
Oh.
We also use, I think it's called Cozy, Cozi. It's a calendar app. And it's like the whole family has it. So the kids have it. My fiance has it.
Is that the
And
one
you-
that has that screen you can put in your kitchen?
Maybe. It might be. I don't have that part of it. But
I've seen that one and I've been interested in that because we work, they don't understand my schedule. Right.
yeah. Yeah. This app has been very helpful with the kids and their activities. And
I'm
instead of my daughter texting me every day, what are we doing today? Do we have anything going on this evening? Like, look at the calendar.
So do mine.
we needed this conversation very much because I knew you had to have some type of organizational skill to keep
Yes.
everything.
Yes, you have.
Yes.
My goodness.
Oh man.
No, we're super thrilled. In fact, I told you, for our listeners that are listening right now, Terin has been the chick's #1 supporter since we started on social media. I mean, from ordering the t-shirts to commenting on every single post to sharing our posts. We didn't even know Terin knew who we were until she posted a picture of her in a car chick t-shirt. And we were like, yes!
I'm like trying to remember how we got connected in the first place. Like, was it out of one of the groups or
I think maybe.
like, because we had made posts in the Ladies at the Dealership Facebook group
Yes.
before the show started, like, this is coming soon, and like had all of this hype around it. And I was like, it doesn't even exist yet.
Yeah.
And then like I got quite a few Facebook friends from that. So I wonder if that's where it came from.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like you said, I'm always looking to learn and grow. And so, yeah, when I saw y'all were starting a new podcast, I was super excited to listen and see what I can learn.
But the best part about it is you're not just wanting to learn and grow. Like you implement the things, like, and show people, hey, it can be done. Like
you have to. If not, it's not going to happen. Like you can't just dream about it. You got to make it happen.
Right. And I know you're not that far being in Virginia, but did we talk about you going to the event in New Jersey?
We have. I really want to go. My boss has okayed it. But the same day is my daughter's freshman orientation at high school. So I'm still on the fence. I know she'll be okay, like, if I don't go, and my fiance can take her and she'll be fine. But I just hate, like, I feel like I'm letting her down. And I'm always like...
have permission to give discount codes.
Word?
If this episode comes out before the event, your code is chicks. So, you know.
Chicks in all capital letters, CHICKS. It'll give you a 25% discount to the I'm going to say it wrong again.
By appointment
only event with Anthony Algonia and Robin Wilson. And our lovely Shasta Haddock is speaking at the event, and we are so excited to have her there. So if you are interested in going to the event, she is nervous, but she'll be fine. Hush. If you're interested in going to the event, you can register online. We will include a link to the event in the show description, as well with the Chicks promo code for you guys. And Terin, if you decide to go, please let us know, because we would love to have you there.
And I want to take you out to dinner.
Yes, and we want to take you out to dinner.
Okay, awesome. And drinks?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, definitely. Duh.
What's your go-to?
Dirty bong water.
What is that?
I don't even know. It literally looks like dirty bong water. It's like purplish, greenish, but like, I don't know. It's good. It's fruity.
Huh. Interesting. I'll have to
I'm writing this down. What is a dirty bong water? And hopefully Google doesn't do me wrong.
Yeah, and your husband's a cop, so I don't know if you should.
I know. He doesn't drink those, so he may not know.
Just go home and tell Chris, hey Chris, can you get me a dirty bong water?
I don't know. Last night, oh my god, last night had to literally find out through social media why my husband was 2 hours late getting home, which is never good anyways, like
especially when he's a cop.
Yeah, and especially when he hasn't told you, hey, I'm gonna be late, and it's like not just a little late, it's a lot late.
Right.
So I'm like, man,
your anxiety.
Yeah. And I could check his location on his phone, and he hadn't moved for the 2 hours, and I was like, all right.
Oh, that might be even scarier.
I go on Facebook. The second I open my Facebook app, the very first post I see, what's going on in this area of Carthage, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, okay, so let me look into the comments here, because this is exactly where he's at. Yep. It was like some massive drug bust, this house they'd been watching for years, and tried to go in, and like they had to search the whole house, and ended up getting
oh no.
I felt so bad for him. He got home, he's like, we didn't get shit.
Oh man.
Like, terrible.
All that effort.
I'm laughing right now. But anyways, no, I got super stressed out because I was like, okay, why hasn't he called me? And then I start the whole process in my head of like, okay, who do I call? Yep. And am I going to sound crazy if I call?
Yeah.
It's fine though. Yeah, he'll have to maybe tell me what dirty bong water is.
So outside of work and kids, what does Terin enjoy doing?
Outside of working kids, what's that?
I know. Like I'm asking you that question, but in my head, I'm like, man, if somebody asked me that question right now, I would not have an answer.
Yeah, like that's really hard. Like if I'm not at work, I'm usually in the stands or on the sidelines at one of my kids' sporting events, cheering them on. Concerts used to be my jam. I haven't really done a whole lot of that lately, thanks to COVID too.
Except for that Jelly Roll concert coming up.
Yeah, so I'm going to Jelly Roll in October. I'm super excited. My daughter actually bought us the tickets as a surprise for me and my fiance.
Hey.
Yeah, and then I'm taking her to see the Dirty Heads at the end of this month in Virginia Beach.
So, I have no idea who that is.
I don't either.
They're like
I was willing to play along.
I guess you would say like reggae maybe. They're like
okay.
Yeah, I've seen them a couple times. They're fun.
I do know who Jelly Roll is. And my son is obsessed with him and wants us to go so bad. And my husband and I are like,
I will.
Yes. Yeah, he needs to go.
I will go.
He loves Jelly Roll so much. I love Jelly Roll as a person. I'm just not like, that's not my flavor of music.
It's his voice for me. Like I listen to it. My daughter's like, this is so depressing. And I'm like, but it's just his voice. Like
my husband calls it drunk suicide music.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's fair. That's fair. I am not mad about it at all.
Terin, it has been such a pleasure to have you on the show today.
It was great being here. I was super nervous, but
you
guys make it all.
That's so silly. Look how great it went. We had so much fun getting to chat with you and hear about all of the amazing things that you're doing. And you make our jobs look easy, considering you do all three of the things that we do.
Wow.
Every day with one person. And
I need to go reevaluate
company
something.
backing us.
I'm sure the volume of y'all's is a lot. Like, yeah.
Well, we definitely have more than one store. So.
Do you have any swag yet?
Anyway.
Do you have car chick swag other than the shirt?
No, just the shirt.
Oh,
What's that? Is it a Stanley?
Yes.
Oh, it's a sticker.
I put a sticker on the Stanley. It's the I'm a car chick one.
Oh, that was just a real bad picture of me all up in the camera.
That's all right. No, I will send you out some car chick swag because you need some.
Oh, thank you.
So we've got some extra stuff that I can send out to you in the mail. So be expecting that soon.
Awesome. I imagine we're going to have listeners who want to learn more from you, maybe, either about work-life balance, about what you're accomplishing in the BDC or on the social media side of things. What's a great way for people to connect with you and ask you these questions?
I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, either one of those. I'm Terin Garrett. And if you message me, I'll always answer. Mm-hmm. It might be like 4:00 the next morning when I wake up super early, but
that's the secret. Answer. She's up at 4 a.m.
She gets more hours in her day.
I drag myself out of bed at 6:30.
Technically, it's 4:30. That's set my alarm for, but usually my body wakes me up before that. Like,
wow.
The queen. The queen.
All right, Terin. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really do appreciate your time and you coming on here. I know that you were nervous, but you did such a great job. Was this your first podcast?
Absolutely, yes.
I feel honored that we did your very first podcast and we took your podcast virginity. Yay!
Yes. When Shasta messaged me the other week, like I literally cried. I was like, oh my God.
That's well, I knew you were coming on soon.
Okay,
you and I talked about
you have to come to New Jersey.
You do. You have to go to New Jersey.
I know. Yes, I'm going to try my best. I promise.
I will introduce you. I don't know if you've ever been to one of the conferences, but I will introduce you to some of the greatest human beings on this planet because they will be there.
I have not, and I look forward to it. Yeah, to networking and meeting some awesome people.
You should definitely go, please.
Yes. The BDC one. I mean, like, there's 2 events back to back, but if you had to choose one with your experience specifically, I would say go to the BDC one.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yay.
All right, Terin. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I know I've said it 10 times, but we really do love the fact that you took time out of your day and appreciate it just to sit and chat with us for just a minute. And if you can be anything, be kind, because you never know what battles others are facing. So when out in the world this week, remember to light it up. I'm Jess.
I'm Shasta.
And that's Terin. And we've been the Chicks in Charge. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Bye, thanks.
Yay, you've made it this far. And if you want to help the chicks out and add some value, make sure you subscribe right now.
Click that little red button down below. Do it. Do it now.